And hello, good evening, everyone. You are now watching live here on Gusi Talks Philippines, the up close and personal. My name is Mia, and I'm your host for this evening. And for tonight's episode, it's Gusi Talks Philippines episode 32. And I'm really glad to all the people who are watching and also supporting this Gusi Talks Philippines live interviews weekly. And thank you so much to all the national directors as well as to all the candidates I've been together here on Gusi Talks Philippines. And also to all the people who are watching, you are now watching live on our YouTube channel, the Primo Modelo TV, your online channel. Once again, and congratulations to the Mr. Glam International. It's gonna be their 1 month celebration, because we have the Big Five tomorrow coming, joining us here on Primo Modelo TV. So we will have an exclusive interview for the Big Five, Mr. Glam. And for tonight's episode, guys, I know you are familiar with this young, beautiful lady, and she is one of the candidates of the Miss Universe Philippines, representing the Marinduque City. And all right, guys, I know you know her because I know you can read her under the ticker below. She's Nadine Bornilla, and she's representing Marinduque. And guys, guess what? This lady has been very viral for the past few weeks because of what she said in the internet. So let us know more about the sensational statement and ano nga ba ang sinabi niya during these times na talagang pinag-usapan siya ng mga tao, and people have this mixed reactions ang nakuha. Alam naman natin tayong mga Pinoy, masyado tayong mabilis mag-react, hindi pa nga natin tinatapos magbasa. But eto na, I have this lucky opportunity to know more about Simone, why she joined Miss Universe Philippines, and bakit niya nasabi yung statement na iyon, and what is her feelings about what people has said. All right, guys, I will be back after this short break. Don't forget to click the share button of this live video. If you wanted to support Miss Simone Nadine Bornilla on the Miss Universe Philippines, please do click her Instagram and Facebook page. It's Simone Nadine Bornilla, and please do support her by clicking the share button and subscribing to Primo Modelo TV. Once again, my name is Mia, and see you in a bit. Alright guys, nagbabalik ako here on Gusi Talks Philippines, the up close and personal. You are watching now live on Primo Modelo TV, the YouTube channel. Okay, and also don't forget to click the subscribe and the follow button. If you want to do a free live interview here on Gusi Talks Philippines, you can be a pageant king or queen or whatever. You can be a local businessman, women, or you just wanted to show your passion in the arts or whatever. If you think your story deserves to be heard by everyone, don't forget and don't hesitate to message us on Primo Modelo TV, Facebook page, and Instagram. And we are also available on Gusi Talks Philippines, the pageant critic blog. Okay, guys, I know that you are really excited to know about Simone, and I'm so excited. I think she's only 18 years old, and this one fascinates me. This young lady is so outspoken. She's very humble yet modest, and she can slay the runway. You can see she's one of the parang dark horse siya sa Miss Universe Philippines. You know what? I am aiming to see this lady in the international arena. Okay, and now let's not make this wait any longer. Let us welcome on the screen Simone Bornilla, Miss Universe Philippines, Marinduque. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Mia. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for having me here tonight.
Yes, thank you so much as well for accepting our invitation, Miss Simone. Okay, and also can I call you Nadine for a shorter nickname? Okay, I love your name, Simone Nadine. It sounds so French yet classy, you know? It's elegant and I love it. But before anything else, Miss Simone Nadine, please introduce yourself with us first.
Okay, Mia. Everyone, I am Simona Dean Bernilia. I'm 18 years old, which actually makes me one of the youngest or the youngest candidate in Miss Universe Philippines. I'm an incoming freshman at the De La Salle University. My course will be BS Medical Biology. And, I'm a proud ally of the LGBTQ plus community.
All right. Thank you so much. Nadine, you are 18 years old and you mentioned you will be a new freshman coming up in the school of DLSU, De La Salle University, right? And you
Yes,
are going
yes,
to
yes.
take up medical course. Wow, wow, wow. This course, you know, pag kumuha ang ating mga kababaihan sa Philippines na mga ganitong klaseng kurso, alam natin na ito yung mga kababaihan which are empowered and strong-spirited women, you know. And
Yes,
because
and
to
very
all the
patient.
True, you have to be very patient. Hindi po biro ang kumuha ng isang medical course. You can be going studying like for the 10 years and hanggang sa tumanda ka, no? Pero I salute all women who have the power and courage to take this kasi bihira din ng ating sa Philippines, no? We have the very best doctors, bihira, nurse because they go outside the Philippines to try their luck in the other countries. But anyway, let's go back with you, Nadine. Pero pwede ko bang matanong, are you single? Are you available?
I'm actually taken, Mia.
Oh, wow! She has a boyfriend. All right, to all the guys who are watching tonight, hindi na po available si Nadine. Let us support her. Okay, pwede ko bang matanong, is this boyfriend of yours, since now he knows that you are a representative in the Miss Universe Philippines, syempre hindi maiiwasan, you are very exposed to a lot of people. To the viewers out there, Nadine has 44,000 more than 44,000 followers sa Facebook lang yan, guys. And we all know that you are very exposed at a very young age. You are a beautiful woman. Is this boyfriend of yours very supportive? Can you tell us about what is his opinion with your joining with Miss You?
I think that my boyfriend right now couldn't be more supportive. Of course, it's natural for him to start getting jealous at times, but I don't think that we've ever really had any
Problems.
issue of infidelity in our
Mhm.
relationship. So I don't really think that it's going to be a problem.
Okay, and let's start now with your personal. You are now a pageant beauty queen, and we would like to know, when did you start your very first pageant?
My very first pageant was something that I joined actually when I was 14 years old. And coincidentally, I was also the youngest girl there. The maximum age to join was,
Uh-huh.
I think, 24, 25. And I was
Mm-hmm.
14. And it's so similar to what we're going through right now in Miss Universe Philippines.
Mm-hmm.
I think we were 180 candidates at first, which is like
Yes.
80 plus more than Miss
Mm-hmm.
Universe Philippines. And the difference, I guess, is that we were all doing these challenges face to face. And
Yes.
also, this pageant, of course, I haven't mentioned what it's called. It's called Mr. and Miss Philippine Youth. And
Mm-hmm.
after that, from 180, we did challenges, and then we were getting cut down already, trimmed down. And I think
Yes.
by the finals night, we were already 80 or 70 candidates. And
Mm-mm.
still, fortunately, I won the grand title and crown that night. And then after that, of course, I think that I started having a burning passion to keep joining pageants. And immediately I decided to join Miss Teen International Philippines. And
Mm-hmm.
once they were able to contact me and tell me that they've chosen me as the representative for
Yeah.
India, I was just really happy to take that chance. And and so after that, of course, that pageant paved my way for me to go to India. And I
Mm-mm.
competed with a lot of beautiful women from Europe, from other Asian countries,
This
and
happened, there's no COVID yet, ano?
yes, no COVID yet.
Yes. Mm-mm,
No COVID
mm-mm,
yet.
mm-mm.
And I think that a lot of my misconceptions about India were changed because when you think about India, you think it's going to be hot there, you think it's going to be very
Correct, correct.
tropical. But we
Yeah.
went there and it was winter. I think that there was even a time when it was snowing, or I think
Mm-mm.
that's a wrong country. But nonetheless, it was really, really, it was freezing there. We had to wear
Mm-mm.
layers of clothing. And
Mm-mm.
so once we got to India, and the food also, the food was really, really good. Me,
Okay.
especially being someone who isn't really into spicy food, I enjoyed the food in India. And
Really?
yes, and I think that the thing that I loved the most about that entire experience was, of course, meeting the girls.
Yes.
I remember at first I was so intimidated because these girls, they were really, really tall. They were really tall, and I'm five
Yes.
three. I was 5'3" at the
Five,
time, and
three.
yes,
That time.
yes, I was 5'3" at the time. I mean, I'm still 5'3" now, but
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
yes. So I had to wear heels like every day just to feel as though, I'm a bit
Taller.
closer to their height
Yes.
at least.
Yes.
But nonetheless, the girls were really friendly, despite the language barrier that each and every one of us experienced.
Yeah.
And I think that there's a sisterhood that I've I've made. There's a sisterhood bond that I've made with each and every one of them. Sometimes we still even talk to each other, and I think that um, India's representative, she's
Yeah.
also competing in the Miss Universe for India this year, and
Okay.
actually,
Mm.
I was going to message her today. I was just really busy.
Okay. So that's nice. So your very first pageant was when you are 14 years old, and let's say you are now 18, so that was 4 years ago. And of all the things that you can do, Nadine, there's a lot that women can do. You know, like us, simple women, we can do athletes, we can do musicals and everything. Why pageantry? Why did you choose to join pageants as one of your passion?
I think that pageantry, simply for me, is something that I've always thought was such a festive thing to participate in. You know,
Yeah.
being in a gay family, being in a gay
Mm.
family, you can already tell how much of a pageant fan they
Yes.
all are. I remember when I was younger,
Yes.
my parents, they would invite their friends over and then they'd host a watch party for just about any pageant. and
Yeah.
and I remember me and my brother, we'd still have videos of them, jumping up and down and
Mm-hmm.
pulling each other's hair and screaming whenever their bets were called. And
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
something super exciting for me to watch because I always wanted to think that in the future I want to be that girl that makes them that happy. And not just
Yes.
that, but I really, really admire these beauty queens. I remember before
Mm-mm.
I used to think that it was just so easy because all you have to do is walk on stage, wear a dress, or just wear anything that looks good on you, and
Yeah.
um, and just answer a question that you know about yourself. But
Mm.
actually being in a pageant, you get to understand that there's far more things that are involved in the preparation of it alone. And I think that
Mm-mm.
with that, I learned to appreciate these beauty queens because I understood how hard it is now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially the preparations, you the trainings, hindi biro ang maging beauty queen. To all the people out there joining beauty pageants, I just wanted you to know that hindi pwedeng baon mo is ganda lang and brains lang. Akala mo ganun lang rarampa ka and parang you can strut the runway just like that. No, beauty queens undergo intensive training for beauty queens, which is they do their pasarela catwalk trainings, the Q&A, you have to be prepared and confidence. Ito yung pinaka the best na best factor, power sa mga beauty queens, you have to have the confidence. Because why are you going to join beauty pageants if you don't have the guts to join? You're just going to waste money, effort, and time. Ano? Okay, and now let's go back with your pageant journey, bago tayo mapunta sa the Miss Universe Philippines journey, no? You've been a very influential lady since you started joining this Miss U, because we know Miss Universe Philippines and the international is the most and top one beauty pageant in the whole world. Alam natin yan, pag pinalabas ang Miss Universe Philippines man yan, national pageant or international, inaabangan ng buong mundo. So you've been a very influential lady at the age of 18. What advocacy are you supporting right now? And do you have any current projects that you are doing to support this?
I've had several advocacies in the past. I think that when I was younger, during my
Yeah.
very first pageant, I advocated for quality healthcare because being in a medically inclined family, I was I was inspired to advocate for something that I could actually act on, and that was
Yes.
and it was because that usually our family, we would host or we would hold medical missions with, of course, my parents,
Yeah.
uh, colleagues, and we'd
Mm-mm.
go to Bicol, to barangays there, and then
Mm-mm.
we'd hold medical missions, and I'd participate at such a young age. They'd make me participate, and
Okay.
of course after that, for this year, I'm advocating for I'm standing as an ally for the LGBTQ plus community, which is something that I
Yes.
realized that I could act on because
Mm-mm.
it's something that I've lived with my entire life, and
Mm-mm.
this certain community is something that I'm actually they're my family, like literally. They're my
Yes, of
family,
course.
literally. So I don't
Mm.
so I think that if anyone were to raise a voice for them, I think that I'd be a good person for it, especially thinking that it's it's really funny thinking that only the people in this community would be the people who would experience issues thrown at them, but you don't get to realize that merely being affiliated with them,
Yeah.
you also get that same treatment, and I
Mm-mm.
experienced this at such a young age, and
Mm-mm.
I think that I was just lucky enough to have my parents there because they served as a really good support system for it.
Mm-mm.
The reason why I'm really, really passionate about raising a voice for the LGBTQ plus community is because, as the story,
Yes,
as
yes,
the
yes.
story that blew up, I really didn't expect it to, but I'm really happy that it did because that was my number one goal in joining Miss Universe Philippines. So um, the story is that when I was an incoming grade 8 student, I
Yeah.
applied into an international school here in the
Mm-mm.
Philippines. And we already submitted my grades and every application requirement, and everything was already good. I had to. Oh, we already paid for the examination fee, and we were just waiting for the schedule that we were told we were going to be given. And
Mm-mm.
weeks pass by and we still don't have it. My parents are getting kind of concerned.
Yeah.
So they messaged their registrar, and then they informed us that I can't be granted admission to the school because of my family background. Simply because my
Really?
Yes,
Wow.
because my parents are gay, and I
Mm-hmm.
guess it's just not something that they're willing to accept into their institution, considering that
Mm-hmm.
they're an international Catholic school. And so
Yes.
at that time, hearing this, of course, I was really disheartened. But I think
Mm-mm.
that the people that were most affected were my parents because they were really blaming it on themselves. They were asking, they were questioning, oh, why refuse admission for her when we're not the ones applying? And
Correct. Yes, yes. Mm-hmm.
yes, and I think that just at the time, of course, I was really disheartened, but I was lucky enough. I was fortunate enough to have a really good support system around me, and I think that with that, I was really able to cope. And of course,
Mm-mm.
you know, my appreciation for my alma mater, for
Yes.
𝗕𝗓𝗓 Makati, it blossomed there because international schools, they start their classes a bit later than usual
Mm-mm.
schools. And CSA Makati, they already started their classes, and which meant I'd be applying at around August when they already started June. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I was a really late enrollee, yet they still accepted me. And over the years, my family and the faculty members and everyone, they were just very welcoming and loving of us. And I think
Mm-hmm.
that that's something that I'd really be grateful for. Um, and also, that's
Yes,
why
yes.
I'm really passionate about it because
Mm-mm.
because as I said, I was really fortunate enough to have a really good support system surrounding me at the time. But you can just
Yes.
imagine how, there are many other people who experience probably a similar circumstance. And,
Mm-mm.
it's possible that they don't have anyone to help them cope because possibly they're still closeted. And, you know, it's, it's really hard. You think that it's something that anyone could just brush off their shoulders, but it's really not. It's
Yes.
overall, I think that discrimination should be eradicated, not only just for this certain community, but again, because I grew up with them and because I did experience it with them. That's why I'm advocating for this specifically.
Okay. You know what? Hearing your story, just a brief story, you don't need to tell us the full details. But you know what? To all of yours out there, if you are also raised by two gay people, it doesn't matter if men, women, whatever, basta regards to LGBTQ, alam mo, ito lang masasabi ko sa lahat ng taong nanonood sa amin tonight, that being a parent, it doesn't require any gender. You can be a parent kahit matanda ka na, pwede ka maging parent kahit tumanda kang dalaga kasi pwede ka mag-ampon, gano'n. You know what? Nakakainis lang bakit hindi lang sa Philippines nangyayari ito, even outside our country. Sa ibang mga countries which is conservative, especially sa mga Muslim, though they are religious, yes, we understand that. But since LGBTQ is very open na and we are all accepting it, no? Na they can be themselves na without the discrimination na kasama at wala ng name callings, unlike before 10 years, 15 years ago, pag alam nila nga bakla ka or your tibo or something, parang may discrimination ka kahit saan ka magpunta. Tulad na nga nangyari kay Miss Nadine. Porque she only had two gay people, her parents, and dahil doon sa ganung ang tawag nito, parang ganung sistema ng kanyang personality background. Hindi siya tinanggap ng school. Although we understand Catholic school, they wanted to show their students as a role model kasi. Yun ang required nila. Pero nakakasakit kasi parang sa tingin ko lang, hindi porke religion kailangan na ganun. Eto, opinion ko lang ito, no? Because also, in my family din, meron din kaming mga gay people. That's why I'm in the pageant industry. And very sanay na ako na mga katrabaho ko, friends ko, they are all gays. And I love them so much. You know what? They're so funny people. Kapag may problema ka, di ba Nadine? Mafe-feel mo yung parang nakakawala ng problema kasi machika sila. Yes.
That's actually why prior to the incident, I never really thought that, these were actual issues talaga. Because
Yes.
over the course of my life, we had friends and family members
Mm-mm.
that were very
Mm-mm.
loving of us.
Mm-mm.
I don't think we ever really had an issue with them. And also considering that CSA Makati, I graduated from there, and they're also a Catholic school, yet they still accepted us. And
Yes. Oo.
until just that incident, I really realized that it is still a problem.
Yes, it is them, not you. No? Yan ang tatandaan to all the people who are experiencing the same kind of situation like Nadine. the problem is not with you guys. Remember, as long as you're happy with yourself, you're not elbowing anybody, wala kang natatapakang ibang tao. Just go on, guys. Do your thing. As long as wala kang nasasaktang ibang tao. Yun naman ang mahalaga. The important is hindi natin ini-stress yung sarili natin dahil sa sabi-sabi ng ibang tao kasi na dapat require ganito ganyan, hindi na uso yun ngayon. Dapat nga pinapalaganap natin the self-love, yung love for the community, brothers in Christ, parang ganon. Pero anyway, let's now go with your viral sensational statement which made you so pinag-uusapan ng mga tao for the past few weeks. Dahil ito, to all the viewers who are not really familiar with Miss Nadine, she said a while ago, no, from the past few weeks na I was raised by two gay people and I'm really happy na she received nurtured unconditional love. Okay, now that you have this opportunity, Nadine, to tell the people naman, how do you feel with their mixed reactions and how do you like them to be enlightened with what you said? Not all people kasi naintindihan yung sinabi niya. Nung sinabi niya na she is an LGBTQ ally. So yung iba, naiinis talaga ako nung nagbabasa ako ng comments. Sabi nila, ano yun, transgender siya? Sabi ko, girl, magbasa-basa ka nga muna, di ba? So what is your enlightenment to all the people right now to, parang gusto mo silang ipaintindi ano yung statement mo last time.
Okay, so just to clarify, I'm an ally of the LGBTQ plus community, meaning, I'm a heterosexual cisgender woman, but I stand with this community in fighting in fighting against issues that are thrown at them, and and also I think that it's a common misconception. I'm not adopted. I'm actually I'm raised by my biological dad and my stepdad. They got me from my grandparents in Bicol when I was like 5 years old. And ever
So
since
yung
then,
usap-usapan, the news that you were adopted by these two guys is not true.
oh no, I don't think anyone has ever released that statement. I think that it was just a misconception because I don't know if I was vague about it, but I guess I should make it clearer.
Okay. So at least na explain ni Miss Nadine, at least galing sa kanya. Sa mga nagsasabi sa amin na ay ang tawag nito, may nagme-message kasi sa aming page sa Gusi Talks Philippines when they saw you that you will be interviewed here. Adopted yan. Sabi ko, paano mo nasisigurado? Hindi ba nga natin nalalaman? That's why we have this up close and personal. We will know more about at least galing kay Nadine. Okay, now that the people knows you were raised by two gay people, LGBTQ is very open now, very accepted. Can we ask what is your message to all the children out there who have the same experience and situation or family setup just like you, who are also until now experiencing bullying because they have gay people inside the house, whether it's a family member or it's their parents? What is your encouraging message to all these children, kabataan man or matatanda?
I really think that there shouldn't be any reason for us to feel ashamed in any way that we're related to people in this community. If anything, we should be prouder and we should be more accepting of them because it's hard enough going through what they have to go through. Merely coming out is such a hard thing for them to do. And you'd think it's very simple because, you expect that you're surrounded by a lot of people who love you and who would accept you unconditionally. But still, it's a very hard thing for them to do. And I think that teaming up with the people who are bullying them, who are bashing them for being who they are, I think that especially being a relative, of theirs, it's not an ideal thing to do. I think that it's very important for us to be more loving because I don't think that I could necessarily give an advice to a person who is in the LGBTQ plus community. I think that I could give an advice to the person who is related to, these people, because I think that their mindset is the one that you have to change, not the people in this
Not you.
community. Yeah.
Yes, correct. That is a very powerful message from Nadine. This time, at least narinig natin, we heard it from the person who is also in that kind of family setup experience, and also narinig natin she is also bullied because of this kind of setup. But you know what? Once again, I will repeat to all the viewers out there, especially sa mga kababayan natin, mga pageant fanatics, maraming mga LGBTQ dyan. Shout out to all of you guys. You are all the love of our life because you give us the energy. That's why I really love the LGBTQ family. Okay, once again, I repeat, loving doesn't require any gender, any soul, any height or status in life, whether you're rich or poor. Love goes in general. What I'm saying is that loving doesn't require anything just to be validated na kailangan kasi lalaki at babae ako para masabi ko mahal ko yung anak ko. No, no, no. That's a big, big no, no. You can love whoever you are and whatever you are. That's what is important. Okay, by the way, after this short break, I will be right back with Miss Nadine, and malalaman po natin how does she prepares herself in the Miss Universe Philippines. We'll be right back after this short break. Welcome back at Gusi Talks Philippines, the up close and personal. You are watching live now on our YouTube channel, the Primo Modelo TV. And to all the people who did not have the chance to watch this at 8 p.m. exact, it's time check. It's 8:29 p.m. here in Manila, Philippines. Guten Abend to all the people watching outside the Philippines. Shout out to all our kababayans in the Middle East. Thank you so much for supporting Primo Modelo TV. So Australia, Malaysia, Indonesia, and Thailand, and good evening in Germany. To all the people who are watching today, you can now drop your questions below, and Miss Nadine will be answering it directly to you. We'll put it on the screen and we will read it for you, no? And Miss Nadine will be answering. So don't hesitate, just comment down below and we'll entertain the questions later on. Let's get back again and introduce Miss Nadine Bornilla, the Miss Universe Philippines Marinduque. Okay, Nadine, now let's go with your preparation with Miss Universe Philippines. And we know it's not a joke joining this big, big, prestigious pageant. Miss Universe, no, in general, is the most sought after international beauty pageant of all the females. And way back 1950s pa yata, may Miss Universe na. So wala pa tayo sa mundo, guys. Andito na ang Miss Universe. And we are hoping that Miss Nadine will make it to the top of Miss Universe Philippines. Now, let's go with your preparations. We all know that in the Philippines, malapit na tayo mag 2 years in unending lockdown, back and forth, GCQ and then ECQ ulit. So I know that you cannot go outside that really freely, you know, the places that we can go is very limited, no? And also gathering people is very limited as well, 10 people lang, but you cannot gather people for events like big events, ano. But kudos to supranational, ang galing nila because they still manage to do so pero I guess wala silang audience. But let's go back with the preparations. How did you prepare yourself? You're just 18 years old. You mentioned, I think you're one of the candidates who are very young, no? Pinakabata sa kandidato ng mga Miss U Philippines. And what are your preparations? How do you manage to do everything with yourself, no, during this lockdown? And who is the people behind helping you?
Okay, so first things first, I think that it's very advantageous for me that, this isn't my first pageant and that I've already been on an international one, which means that I could use my experience from that and, perform with the best
Yes,
of
yes.
my abilities based on what I've learned from there. And not just that, of course, but, understanding that it was a team pageant. It was a team pageant, and that,
Yes.
this is my first ever adult pageant. I understand how different it really is, considering that these two different types of pageants, they're looking for really for different types of girls as well. Teen pageants, they look for young women, young
Mm-mm.
adults, and adult pageants naman, they're looking for women na talaga. And of course, I think that I'm not sure if everyone knows about this, but ever since my
Yes.
first pageant, I've always stuck solid to one team, which consists of my parents, Mamu Tanachua is my makeup artist,
Yes.
Tito Patrick Henry Merano as my stylist, and Tita Shandy Monte Carlo for my pasarela. And
Okay.
right now, of course, an additional member of the team is Miss Monica Rabanera as my accredited partner. And,
Mm-mm.
I'm just really, really happy that they're helping me a lot. Actually, they're
Mm-mm.
making this entire journey a whole lot easier for me. And I think that in terms of preparation, I'm doing the typical pasarela training,
Yes.
workout. I switched into a more healthier diet, and
Yes.
of course the Q&A. Q&A,
Yes,
I
of
still
course.
have to keep training for because not only do I have to know more about myself and Marinduque, the place that I'm representing, but of course I have to be caught up on current events because it's a possible it's I'm sure it's possible that questions
Yes, yes.
on current events would come up.
Yes. And also, is it true Miss Universe Philippines will be an actual face-to-face pageant? No, it's not virtual edition, right?
I don't think I can disclose that information.
Oh my God. Oh, it's all right. It's all right. It's okay. 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 This is my question na lang. Since you already mentioned you are already experienced with pageantry, but since yun nga, this time it's for young adult women, but last time is the teenage category of kind of pageant. How was it? How's the feeling of preparing during pandemic times? What are the disadvantages and advantages?
I think that in terms of my age, there's not really that much of a difference because, I'm confident enough to say that if I joined this pageant, I must think that I'm at least
Yes.
at their caliber,
Mm-mm,
at the
yes.
caliber of the girls that I'm competing with. And I guess in terms of just preparation in this pandemic alone, it's
Mm-mm.
really, really challenging, but
Yes.
it's also very, I think it's better. I think it's better for
Mm-mm.
me
Mm-mm,
because
mm-mm.
I think if this were to be face to face, all of us girls would be doing these challenges together. And so,
Okay.
since we're doing it in the middle of a pandemic and we're not allowed to meet yet,
Mm-mm.
we're given these challenges ahead of time, and we're able to manage our time and submit these requirements on our
Yeah.
own at our own pacing, which I think
Mm-mm.
is better for me actually.
Yes.
Hmm.
Okay. All right. Okay. Let's go now with another question, and it's up to you if you can answer this. This is not a Q&A, but I just wanted to know how are you going to answer this. If ever you will be the next Miss Universe Philippines, are you ready to conquer the Miss Universe?
I don't think I would have joined the national pageant if I weren't ready for the international one. because
Yes, I love the
yes,
confidence. Yes,
because
of course.
I think
Mm-mm.
yes, because every girl here, their main goal is to win. And what comes after
Correct.
winning? Competing in the international pageant. So I think that every girl who competed, who's joined this year, they have to be ready for the international one. And of course, I'm not
Correct.
saying that um with a sense of complacency, because of course I'm gonna have to keep this confidence until then, which means that I
Yes.
will keep training. But it's just all I'm saying really is that if I were to win, I'd be ready for the international one.
Yes, of course you have to. This is the reason why I asked this question. There are beauty queens I already interviewed from the past year, and some of them are not really confident on answering that. They are always saying that if papalarin po, I hope na parang ganun, may doubt pa rin sa sarili. Now I just wanted to let the people know, if you are watching today and you are an aspiring pageant king or queen, if you are going to join pageants, you have to have the confidence. You cannot doubt yourself. Never ever doubt yourself. What is the reason that you joined pageant? That is to be a voice to everyone. You wanted to syempre, lahat naman ng candidates, they are all winners from their families, their friends, their heart. Of course, no. All women and men who are joining pageants deserves, no. But only one lang kasi talaga ang ituturing na kapana-panalo. But yun nga, ang masasabi ko, ito yung pinaka-powerful motto dapat sa pageantry. Believe in yourself. I've heard this a lot of times to all beauty queens and kings out there, that if you believe in yourself kasi, even the things that you cannot do, bigla mo na lang marirealize sa sarili mo that you can do it. That is because you are inspired and you have faith in yourself that you can do this thing. So that is a very powerful advice from me, kahit na hindi ako pageant beauty queen, but I know kasi because I am in the pageant industry and I can see women, men competing, and that is one of the lessons that I've learned, and which is you can use it in life as well, not only in pageants. If you believe in yourself, lahat ng obstacles sa buhay malalagpasan mo. All right, sabi ni Mr. J. Mark Loresta, laban Miss Nadine, mahal ka naming Marinduqueños. Wow, wow, wow. Ay, we would like to ask about pala, Marinduque. Ano ba ang ipinagmamalaki ng Marinduque na gusto mong malaman ng mga nanonood ngayon, which is hindi pa nakakarating sa Marinduque?
Of course, aside from the many tourist destinations that one
Yes.
could visit in Marinduque, I think that the number one thing that I would have to talk about talaga is the delicacies there. I think that Marinduque cuisine is just heaven for seafood
Yes.
lovers. And
Talaga.
yes, I think that the number one food that I always mention is ulang-ulang, because I'm really, really into crab meat. So this is
Crab
crab
meat,
meat.
ulang-ulang, right?
Ulang-ulang, yes.
Mm-mm.
Uh, this is crab meat that is cooked with coconut shreddings, coconut milk, and I think that just overall, anything,
Yes.
anything with coconut flavors just makes for a really good dish.
Yes,
And
correct.
that's
Even in
something,
gulays.
yes,
Sarap.
I think that that's something that you would often see also in Marinduque delicacies. I mean, Marinduque being I mean, there's a lot of coconuts in Marinduque. It's a
Yeah.
agricultural island province, so there's a lot of marine life there. There's
Yes.
of course coconuts and rice. I think those are the two
Yes.
most common things there, and so
Okay.
there are a lot of food talaga that incorporate these ingredients. And
Mm-mm.
of course, in terms of tourist destinations naman,
Yeah.
I would if I were to bring anyone anywhere in Marinduque, I'd bring them to Mount Malindig, because Mount Malindig is the highest peak of the entire island, meaning
Yeah.
you could see every other tourist destination that there is to see there.
Mm-mm.
um, Also, this is an active volcano, but it's a very, very popular hiking spot.
Yes.
And of course, on your way up there, you're gonna be offered a beautiful scenery of the beautifully maintained greenery. And I think that that's just something worth seeing, worth witnessing when visiting Marinduque. And
Yes.
I think that there's also this one thing that many tourists would find remarkable if they were to visit Marinduque. It's called
Mm-mm.
putong. And yes, putong is something that we locals usually do whenever there are tourists who are gonna come over. We treat them like they're kings and queens. Like we literally put a crown of flowers on their head, and then
Oh,
we
now I
prepare
get
food
it.
for them. Yes. So I think
Okay.
that if any tourist were to visit, that would be something super remarkable, and it would highlight how hospitable we Filipinos are.
Correct. Yes, and also based on what how you describe your province, the Marinduque, it's a perfect getaway to all the people who did not, kasi madalas nating bisitahin, no? If we go for local tours here in the Philippines, Palawan, Siargao, but they hindi masyadong na-highlight like Marinduque. You know guys, ang Marinduque kasi napapalibutan ng dagat talaga. So tama yung sinabi ni Nadine, there's a lot of seafood lives, marine lives, no? Seafood and ang sarap nung binanggit niya, lahat daw ng mga ulam which is nilalagyan ng coconut. Totoo yun, di ba? Kahit na
Yes.
sumakit ang tiyan mo na pag naparami ka, basta masarap, makain mo lang. The crabs, the ulang-ulang. Tama yun pala yung naano ko na rin na which is they put putong. Parang Tagalog din siya, no? Parang puputungan mo siya ng flowers, which is I also saw that in Hawaii, that pinuputungan din nila ng parang garland ba yun ng flowers. Ayan, napakaganda. Okay, one last question, Nadine, before we end this conversation. And now I'm really happy that you made us proud because you know what? You're just 18 years old, pero you have a lot of things na nagawa mo na. And I hope to all the teenagers out there, you have to choose the role model talaga na titingnan mo. Dapat katulad ni Nadine yung mga nilulook after natin, nilulook up to natin. Especially do sa mga walang confidence sa sarili, sa mga si Miss Nadine, she is a very passionate woman. Napaka-humble pa. And that's what I love with Nadine. Alam mo, ang humble niya, pero if I just looking at her, she's so full of elegance. Sabi pala ni Dato Calvo, one of the best in Marinduque is Moriones Festival, correct. And when it comes to food is Balisongsong. I have a question. What's the greatest thing you've ever done so far as a woman and as a human being? Wow, that's beautiful.
I think merely being a candidate in this competition is something that I consider one of the greatest things that I've ever done to celebrate my womanhood. Because,
Yeah.
in doing this, I'm able to raise a voice for something that I'm really, really passionate about. It's something that has troubled me throughout the years. And finally being here and being able to do this, I think that, I'm closer to feeling that sense of fulfillment because it's something that I've wanted to do for so many years. And I think that being a candidate, I'm also able to do a lot of other things because beauty
Yeah.
queens, we don't necessarily have to raise a voice for just one cause. We raise a voice for anything, just about anything, just about
Yeah.
anything that we have to because we represent a whole locality. So we help solve problems of we at least we try. At least we try
Mm-mm.
to solve a lot of the majority of the problems here in the Philippines and in other countries as well. So I think that merely being a part of this is something super fulfilling for me.
Correct. Yes. And also, if you're going to represent your country, no, that is a very pleasure and also privilege to go in the pageantry and represent the people you love, not only the city, not only the province that you born, and yes. Ay, meron pang question. Ay, oh, it's not a question, but it's a statement from J. Mark Lores. Sabi niya, Marinduque has been so silent in the world of pageantry. Because of Miss Nadine, our province has given the chance to shine. You know what? I totally agree with you. Marinduque is a very silent in the world of pageantry kasi mostly na naririnig natin beauty queens coming from Masbate, Bicol, yan, magaganda
Albay.
yan.
Yeah.
Correct, Albay. But now, I totally agree with you. Since you started in this Miss Universe Philippines na din, nakaka-proud because you shined over Marinduque province. And I hope you bring them the honor and yes, no, lahat-lahat na. I just wish you all the good and best in life. One last question, Nadine, before we end this live, up close and personal. As a woman, as a daughter, as a beauty queen, and as a simple person, how would you like the people to remember you as a woman?
I think that I would want them to remember me as someone who's very daring, someone who doesn't, give up an opportunity. Because, I think there are a lot of instances in my life where I never let an opportunity pass me. Because,
Yeah.
I think that if I would look back, if let's say 10 years from now, I look back in my life
Yeah.
and just overall conclude how I did, I think I
Mm-mm.
wouldn't want to have any regrets. So I think that if I were to have anyone remember me, I'd want them to remember me as someone who's been so daring to take on
Very.
anything. Mm-hmm.
Yes, correct. All right. Thank you so much, Nadine Bornelia, Miss Universe Philippines Marinduque 2021. And as a host, as a woman, as yourself, I'm still young as well, but ayun nga, hindi ako beauty queen just like you, but I admire the strength
It's
you
never
have.
too late.
Yes! Pero parang pero hindi yata ako para talaga sa beauty pageants. I just love to interview beauty queens. You know
Mhm.
why? Because kahit na virtual lang ang ating ginagawang live interviews, just by listening to you people, you women, men that I interviewed here, I get a lot of lessons na and advice, good messages which I keep in mind before I go to sleep na ganito pala, hindi lang pala ako yung naggantong nag-iisip, and now I have inspiring words from other people just like you. So I hope you continue to inspire more people than me. But I hope the whole Philippines, they look up to you here on Miss Universe Philippines. Malay natin, ikaw na ang next Miss Universe Philippines in the upcoming international. We will root for you. We will support you here in Gusi Talks Philippines and Primo Modelo TV. We'll always support you and post all your photos. Lahat-lahat ng support na pwede natin gawin during this virtual natin, and also dahil lockdown, hindi naman tayo makakapag-cover talaga, which is yung parang magkikita, no? Kasi nakakatakot lumabas. And guys, paalala ko lang, ECQ pa rin sa Manila. MECQ hanggang August 30. So that means, ayun nga, stay at home na muna tayo. And I encourage everyone to have their vaccines na. It is not a microchip. I repeat, no, sa mga naniniwala ng mga kung ano-anong kasabihan, no, it will strengthen us para may panlaban tayo sa virus. Kasi kailangan na natin makabalik sa ating basic normal lives where we can go out without mask and malabanan natin itong pandemic. Okay, Miss Nadine, before we go, what is your message to all the people who are watching today with you, who supports you? You can now special thanks and mention all the people behind your success and journey in the Miss Universe Philippines. And please plug in your upcoming activities. Ano nga ba ang dapat naming abangan sa'yo and where we can follow you on social media accounts? Yeah.
Okay, so before anything else, I would love, love, love to remind everyone that votations are still up for the casting videos, and it's really important for me that everyone who is watching or everyone who isn't would go
Yeah.
on the MEPH app and scroll down, look for my name, look for my picture, and click the star icon. It Every vote really, really counts to me, and you know, I'm just hoping that, you know, once let's say I do get to top 50, claiming it.
Yeah.
Let's say I do get
Yes.
to top 50, I will make sure that I'm gonna make it worth your vote, and I'll bring Marinduque to 30 and possibly onto the international stage. And I want to thank everyone, of course, for supporting me. I want to thank my parents, um, my team, of course, and the citizens of Marinduque for being a very welcoming crowd. I remember from Miss Monica Ravanera, my accredited
Mm.
partner. At first, I was really, I was really nervous because I heard from her that, you know, Marinduqueños, they're very picky about their candidate because they have to know the island inside and out. And I think
Mm.
that, you know, being someone who hasn't, who hasn't lived there her entire life, I think that was definitely something that I was really worried about. But, you know, still, they really accepted me. They were warmly accepting me as the representative, and I don't think I could have been more grateful for anything because it definitely puts off a lot of pressure on my shoulders. And to know that I just have their support.
Yeah.
And so, everyone, I'm hoping we get the top 50. Announcement is soon. I don't know if I can disclose when, but the announcement is
Yes.
soon.
Yes. Abangan niyo po sa Miss Universe Philippines pages, social media blogs, sa mga more updates. And where can we find you, Miss Nadine? How can we support and follow your social media accounts?
Okay, so my social media accounts, I only have Facebook and Instagram. On my Instagram, you can find me at 𝗠𝗏𝗡𝗄𝗎, and on my Facebook, you can find me at 𝗠𝗏𝗡𝗄𝗎.
All right. Thank you so much, Nadine Bornelia, Miss Universe Philippines Marinduque 2021. I admire your parents. You know, I can see them at your back, the picture of them. I'm so happy na may mga ganong tao, no, they give unconditional love. Dapat hindi natin na ini-stereotype na ang may karapatan lang pala maging magulang, maging mabuting magulang is babae at lalaki. No, no, no. That's not really true, guys. I live also in my family. We have a lot of LGBTQ members, and I feel the love. They are not different people. Nagkaiba lang ng gender, but it's still the same. They support you. Support system, the love system is totally the same at mas sobra pa. So once again, thank you so much. My name is Mia, and I'm your host for this evening. To all the people who are watching, do not forget to click the share button of this live episode to support Simone Bornelia, the Miss Universe Philippines Marinduque 2021. And if you want to know more updates about her activities, please follow her social media accounts. Once again, we are Gusi Talks Philippines, the up close and personal. Good evening and good night. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone. Thank you for watching.
Alright, I'm back again, and before I bid my goodbye to everyone, thank you so much again to all the people behind Gusi Talks Philippines and Primo Modelo TV. If you are watching today and you are interested to be featured here on Gusi Talks, may it be posted, feature covers, or you just want to go live with us, no? Whether you are pageant kings or queens, or you're just a simple person and you think your story deserves to be heard by everyone and you wanted to to give lesson and message to everyone. Don't hesitate. This is a free live interview here on Gusi Talks Philippines, the up close and personal. And shout out pala sa lahat ng mga nanood ngayong gabi. Thank you so much for joining us today. Kay 𝗏𝗏𝗏 TV, Isaiah Rosales from Bulacan. Hello dear. He's also taking up medical course. Thank you so much. Kay J. Mark Loresta, thank you so much for watching and for your support kay Simone. And kay Matthew Morales, thank you so much. Mr. Glam International is watching a while ago. Thank you so much. Watching for Miss Marinduque. Thank you so much, Mr. Glam International. The Miss Glamour Look International is also watching. Good luck, Nadine. Thank you so much for guesting. We support you. Thank you so much, NGLI. Kay Miss Herlene Bautista, thank you so much. Kay Miss Lilia Umali, good evening sa iyo, madam. Thank you so much for watching. Kay Abram de Chinito, thank you so much for watching. Cristel Ibarra, shout out to you. And to all the people who are silently watching today, I hope you heard who is now the Miss Universe Philippines, Marinduque. And I totally agree once again. Sabi ni J. Mark, totoo yung sinabi niya no na because of Miss Nadine na nagkaroon ng shine yung Marinduque province name sa pageantries. I hope this is gonna be the start na to rain parang rain on me to no na type of para sa Marinduqueñas and those who are representing Marinduque in the pageant. So once again, my name is Mia. Abangan niyo po ako tomorrow. Mr. Glam International, the Big 5 Winners exclusive interview only here on Primo Modelo TV in one screen. Thank you so much and good night, everyone.